man. Thanks for sticking with us here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to get into our next conversation. And Nathaniel Ato came through with some updates in the world of sports. Don't forget, on the 31st of May, we're meeting at the Aviation Social Center. That's where the Hits FM Repages is going to be. And you have to be there. Is it going to be PSG or Inter Milan? If you're a sports fan, this is the place you have to be. And please come with your jerseys, all right? Put your numbers at the back, your names at the back, so when we see you, we can call you from the back, all right? You know, we don't have to come looking for your face and all of that. We can just shout your name, and then we have a conversation. It's going to be exciting. You're not missing out for anything, so please show up. Let's have a great time. And a big one going out to the Big Chef contestants. They've been doing amazing already. It started a couple of weeks, and this Sunday at 4 p.m. they're going to be on again. It's a time for you to also watch and learn some recipes. Those of you who are very bad cooks like myself, this is where we watch and learn, all right? We don't judge. So please come watch, enjoy it, and learn some new recipes as well, and do some good cooking for yourself. And please vote so that your favorite can emerge the winner, all right? It's 4 p.m. every Sunday. Tonight, on a more serious note, is going to be on myself and the team at 8 p.m. We're going to be on again. We've got so much laughter for today. You know about the Sammy Jeffy thing. We're doing something crazy today, so make sure that you tune in and at 8 p.m., all right? That's what it is. Now, we're going to be talking about the TGMA, and this is the first time I'm actually saying TGMA without saying VGMA. I'm still getting used to the TGMA, so forgive me if you hear me say VGMA. It's fine. It's okay. Now, we're going to be talking about it. I'm sure this week you've heard about the conversations around it. Congratulations to Kim Promise for emerging the winner. And, well, in the studio with me this morning, I've got three people seated already, two gentlemen and a lady. I'll be introducing them to you in a minute. But take a look at what happened on the Strictly by Invitation red carpet. My name is KMJ. This is Joy Prime. We're super elated to be here on the red carpet. Make some noise. Let's meet right now the one and only, the man who's been championing music right here in GH in different ways, and MC as well. My brother, the Sapong, is here, man. Yo, let's talk about, you know, what you decided to put on tonight.
All right, so honestly, I didn't really plan it. I went for an event, and the event is a white-themed event, and I'm like, Charlie, let me just come here and then end the show here. So that's why I'm here tonight. But I'm here to support, you know, my band.
I must admit, you're looking dashing. Now, you designed this, and somebody stitched them together, or what?
Well, I came up with a concept. First of all, the idea of how I'd wanted to look to, you know, come to the TGMAs, and then I had the best person to put it together to do it for me.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my darling.
So, you were snatched. She snatched 100%. So give us a 360. Let's see. Oh boy, the devil is a liar. What are you expecting?
Nothing but pure entertainment. I'm just here to have fun. I'm here for all the thrills. I'm not even going to lie. You know, usually I would also be standing there with a microphone, but this time I get to just sit down, enjoy, dance, and just do everything that I want to.
I want to say there's been a lot of dynamics to the tune, and a lot of things have changed over the years as we surpasses a lot of trials, a lot of tested moments and everything. I must say, even with the picked up from the VIP or VVIP shuttling line was just, you know, exclusive, you know what I'm saying? Getting picked up in a Tesla, coming over here, making sure that, you know, your people are taken care of. That is, first of all, the greatest welfare you can ever think of.
All right, so just a bit of what happened on the red carpet. We'll have some more that we'll be showing here on the show, so yeah, we'll be on the watch out for that. But sitting in the studio this morning, I've got a lady over here. She's Tilly Nipaa. She is, I don't know if she was or still is, the head of PR for Kim Promise. She did an amazing job for, a big shout out to James Gardner. She did an incredible job for the TGMA campaign, and she's here with me. Tilly, how are you doing?
I am well.
Congrats, I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you.
How's the feeling? I hear a lot of people are now calling you for, you know, gigs now, you know, PR gigs now.
A lot of people are not calling me.
Just a few people.
Just a few people.
Not a lot at all. It's been incredible. I mean, this is probably the first time I'm coming for an interview in the last 3 weeks that I'm a bit more relaxed because I know I don't have to come and defend anything. I don't have to come and project. I don't have to come and amplify. I just have to come and celebrate and then, be grateful to Ghanaians for pushing because it's been a wide thing to do. Like, anytime, it's crazy. Like, you would think that this is an obvious thing that everybody knows. It's not. That is not it. You talk and somebody says something and you're like, wow, are you hearing this Ghana sound? But it's been fun. It's been a learning experience for me. And to see that Ken Promise was on stage with his team to receive the ultimate award, it just made the stress worth it. But after the adrenaline wore down, I am so tired. Like, I'm so tired.
You need more. They should take you on a vacation. I think we have to put that agenda before.
One person, he's taking me to school. He's taking me to the vacation.
It's not too much, is it? It's not. And I'm
Paris.
You don't say.
Also here with me is my uncle Francis Doku. Is seated over here with us. He's the CEO of Maestro Africa Group and West Africa Regional Representative for the Africa Tourism Partners. They've got something amazing. I'm going to use amazing till I end the show, so just deal with it. They've got something amazing coming up as well. He's going to be sharing that with us over here. I'm not just Ghana will be happy, but do I really care? I don't. Uncle Francis, how is it going, man? You good? I didn't see you at the red carpet, by the way.
Yeah, I swerved it. I didn't have anything special in me, so...
This is special.
I went to sit in my corner.
You should have brought this. It's very special.
Well, I mean, on that day, nothing special. So I think and I also didn't have an exclusive invitation.
You didn't get that?
I'm not one of the celebrities. So.
You are?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
For real?
I don't have a duvet,
I'll give you one next time.
Honestly, I'm very happy to sit among my nephews from Cove Town.
Yeah.
And now making it big.
The dream is the dream.
In the city. And also first time meeting. I think Tilly, I've seen a lot of work that she did, especially during this season towards the big night, and I must commend her for the work that she did. So I believe it's going to be a very interesting morning today.
It will be. Kwame Dazi works with us. He's the host of Showbiz on the Joy 99.7 FM. He's always on at 2 p.m. So tomorrow he's going to be on again. The only time that he's not on the show is when he's taking care of his kids. So yeah. Kwame.
Yo.
You good?
I good.
You were on the red carpet, but I didn't see you on the live red carpet.
I didn't have invitation to be on live. I was on because
you're a radio personality, or you don't pass for that.
I thought they invited some particular people to be on the red carpet.
There were some people I didn't expect them to be on the red carpet, but they were.
You had an invitation.
You should have been on.
You had an
rather than those people
be on the red carpet.
No, take me out. I'm just talking about the fact that you had to be there.
I came through the foyer. I was there. I saw the people there.
Robert has got some explanations
live. We couldn't be there if he didn't have an invitation.
Yes, because we learned it was strictly by invitation.
Yes, but I saw you take a picture.
Yes, I could take.
But you didn't go on the live red carpet. That's where I wanted to see you. Because you're a celebrated radio personality, you should have been on. Robert has got some questions to answer. Robert's got questions to answer. Anyway, let's get into it right now. I don't know where we're going to start from, but let me just take 1 minute of your take on the red carpet. What you saw. Now, there were not really debates, but there was that perception that Nigerians do better when it comes to red carpet. And coincidentally, we're having the AMVCA at the same time. And we were seeing both pictures that were coming from both events. And based on that, people were making analysis of what is more like a red carpet and what is not. And the comparison didn't really go in our favor based on what I saw on social media. Tilly, you've seen this happen over the years. Red carpet, Nigerians take it so personal. Are we doing harm to ourselves more than good based on what you saw on the red carpet?
Okay, so the fact that the two shows happened the same day made it easy to compare because then your timelines are flooded.
Yes.
I think there's something that I saw with the Nigerians that I didn't see with the Ghanaians that gave them a little bit of an upper hand over us. Is the photo shoots. So every picture that came from the AMVC, it wasn't somebody's phone.
It was before the event,
yes,
so you take
it was
and
a proper photo shoot done, which I think it was something we did not get. So the pictures I saw on my timeline from the TGMA was somebody's phone taking a video posting. The quality will never be the same.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've even seen a single video, even up until now, from any of the AMVC people that we saw, that was not the photo shoot that came out.
Yeah.
So is this something we should look at, the TGMA? For some people, we must have a photo shoot before so that we can use that to sort of lead the conversation on the TGMA fashion, because that is all I saw with the AMVC.
Yeah.
Nothing phone, even on the red carpet, you won't see certain videos popping out from the red carpet if it is not professionally done. So that touch of professionalism from a videographer or a photographer gave that AMVC thing an upper hand over us. All the same, the fashion that I saw with our site this year, it's not that bad.
It's bad, but not that bad.
Monkeys play by sizes, Charlie.
Okay, so that's what we can afford.
Not we can afford. I feel like, so there was a certain conversation going on that says that, oh, Nane Kiado is not coming to TGMA, she's going to AM. And once again, I said monkeys play by sizes. So when I saw the kind of videos, I wasn't at the event, TGMA. The kind of videos I saw, the quality of videos I saw, not the dressing, the quality of videos I saw and the caliber of dressing then I saw compared to what I saw, and obviously she will go there because those are her leagues of people who are challenging her. You saw her dressing that she took there. Guess what? If she are taking the same dressing to TGMA, or by 1 in a million.
That's true.
You get it. So she would want to go somewhere, she will be...
Well, it will be competitive enough.
Yes! You get it. But all the same, I don't think our people didn't do much. They also came, they played according to their level. And I want to commend them for that. So I would rather compare this year's red carpet of TGMA to last year's red carpet of TGMA and say that was there an improvement, because it will not be fair comparing them to these people who have seen that theirs is led by fashion. You get it? Because I feel like both events have different strength. The AMVC, I never really see the event. You always see the fashion thing within here. It is the event and the awards and the conversation that leads it. So, but when we're talking about the red carpet, I think this year was better. The strictly by invitation part, I did not see it up. Did they invite the people before the event so they know they were coming to be on that particular red carpet? Or there were people at the event who, when they spot you and how you are dressed, they'll tell you, I think you deserve. That is what I really want to know, because at some point, when the camera pans and you see people at this very crowded, and you see that curve thing where people. So I wanted to know, was there a plan to divide? So I was thinking there would be some form of barricade where everybody will be, and then that straight line, you can see the clear demarcation of the people that are doing their own thing and where the live feed will be picked from. But all the same, this is a significant improvement of
what happened
last year. And I think for anybody who was there last year will see that, okay, not everything that we saw on our feed or on our television passed this season. So maybe the strictly by invitation works some way, somehow. But I really wanted to know, did they call them before, or it was at the event that they see your dress and they'll be like, nah, I think you passed for this event, you passed for this carpet, so go here, and you passed for that carpet, so join the crew and go and listen to music. I just want to know how that works.
I'll explain a bit of that based on what invitation I got, but let me go to Uncle Francis. You liked it? It wasn't nice? You didn't want to go there, but did you like what you saw?
It was okay. I think we've been doing this for some time, and every time there must be some level of improvement, even if it is a modicum, level of improvement. I think that this year would be slightly better than, the year before. But I should also say I agree to an extent with Tilly when she talks about comparing, the two is not necessarily, the best thing to do. Because you see, if we were comparing fashion from the headies, for example, then I'll say that we're, comparing...
Because it's the same, exactly.
I don't see that. I don't see fashion when they do headies. You know, I don't really see red carpet stuff when they do it. It's more about the music, you know, and things.
But you also understand that the NVCA is not a fashion show.
It isn't a fashion show. And I was coming to that also to say that then again it comes to the deliberate, you know, deliberateness, if there's a word like that, of how you approach, you know, things that you do. And I think that they approach it from that angle that they will mix fashion and event, you know, just like the Grammys or the Oscars. It's not a fashion show, but they are very deliberate about how it is that. I think what we have to do is to be a bit more deliberate if we wanted to have that kind of conversation, you know, that happens. Because I feel that the production could be better. I mean, watching on TV, the official production, you know, could be better. Because sometimes the overhead shots, you know, and things makes it look a bit tacky with so many people standing there holding mobile phones, you know, and all that. Like she said, most of the visuals that came out were not the professional, official visuals that were released. And so again, it comes to the deliberateness of how you control, you know, what comes out. So we've done what we can up to now, but I think that we need to look at, there's a need to sit down and look at, from the production, you know, company, Charterhouse that is, to need to sit down and say that, okay, maybe let's look at the way we want it, if we really want the conversation to come out of that. Or maybe let's just focus on music and let the fashion, you know, go by itself. So I think that the comparison is not the best because of the separate, you know, events and direction that they both have. And unfortunately also, they both came at the same time, you know. In fact, not the same time. This one was a bit earlier. So you could even have that as a way to measure this one. And if you're going to compare the two, theirs were far, far, far ahead. And when you also talk about how deliberate they were, and each year they pick a theme, you know, of what would drive the fashion and what would drive the conversation. We haven't done that. You know, ours is like, you know, kind of thing. You know, so I think there must be, if we want that to be the conversation that goes, because it's become so close a world now that you can sit in your corner and be doing things and not see what's happening on the other side. So we must look at how we can make it a bit more deliberate, and maybe that would help that, okay, next year, we are appointing this person as the designer who would have a view of a vision of what the fashion and the style on the red carpet will be. And that is what would
everybody sticks to it.
You know, and then also, you must select who will be on the red carpet. Give invitation and say exclusive. Giving invitation and say exclusive alone is not, in my view, everything. You must select those that would be on the red carpet.
So you get an invitation. When you get there, they look at what you're wearing and decide if you want to get on.
They tell you before.
Is that what happened?
They tell you before. It's not just giving you an invitation. They tell you in the invitation was there what will be done.
So for example, then for the purposes of where we are right now, the invitation I had on red carpet, it had an invitation on it, and then it states main event and red carpet. So that means you're getting on the red carpet. Now you go to the Parliament House, you park your car, and then you go there.
What are you wearing to the red carpet?
It's not stated. It is not. It's not stated.
Prescribed.
No. So you go there, and then there's a chauffeur who will take you to if you're having a VVIP or premium, it means that whatever you have on your card can have you access to the red carpet. Because that one, a car will pick you and take you in. The other way...
Access to the foyer.
Exactly, where the red carpet is happening. The other one, you can go through that same process and you go inside there and then you're good. So the car takes you there. When you get down, you walk inside. At the foyer, there's a barricade where the red carpet is happening. So the producers would notice your card or whatever band you're wearing and know you're supposed to be on the red carpet. And then they schedule you on the red carpet. That was just basic. So there's nothing like, okay, you don't look like what we want to see on the red carpet. So even though you have the tickets, that indicates that you're supposed to go.
Is this the tickets?
This is premium.
So this is not for red carpet?
No.
But I gave this to somebody and she was on the red carpet.
No, so that person was on the red carpet.
I
will give you access to go there.
I saw
but you're not supposed to be on the red carpet.
I saw her feeling.
Another ticket.
No, this is the only ticket she got.
Maybe the person gave this ticket to someone else.
No,
and had a VVIP.
She was trying to get a ticket from Robert, and she wasn't getting. This is a media person, a big media person. So I said this
on live red carpet.
I'm telling you,
went on TV.
I was in a station
So
and it was being projected. She was on screen like this.
That person technically shouldn't have been on the red carpet.
And I was giving her fans.
Yes. So you can be inside the foyer.
So when you say produce, then there must be somebody there standing there holding the list to know that you are supposed to be on or not.
There were producers there, but, but I didn't see any list. It was more or less
so I'm just saying that
what you had.
We need to do a bit more better in the production of what goes out. And if we're doing that, and then we know that the people who will be on are those who will be on, and they must have come with a certain, direction. Not necessarily exactly what to wear, but a direction of what we think to wear. I mean, I saw some people wearing masks and all that on the red carpet. I thought some of them were, so unnecessary.
Terminators, because there was like a promise. Let me take
this is show business. Sometimes you do outlandish stuff to make a statement, like what Ochame Kwame wore to the red carpet. People didn't like it, but I loved it. I like people like Ochame Kwame and KMG who would want to do things out of the ordinary.
Avant-garde.
Yeah, I like people like that. See, KMJ, you are laughing, but this is a very serious statement. And I believe that, just as Uncle Francis and Tilly have said, I believe that we should be very intentional about the red carpet if we want to do it well. If we say it is by invitation, it should be well done. For example, you see how they take all the performers and the artists on the night. They go through their dress rehearsals and everything. They present their concept. I think it should be done for the red carpet as well, so that we know what you're wearing, the themes of even the costume you're wearing. I saw somebody break down what PC Esther was wearing to preserve the environment. It was, I think the black part of the whole dress was polythene or something like that. And it was for environmental preservation.
Okay.
Me, if I were part of the PR team, maybe even after the event, I would do a write-up to explain what it meant. This, to me, is to also help boost the fashion industry. Ghana Music Awards is not just about the music. It feeds into the entire creative industry. And so if you are trying to boost fashion through music, then it means that we should go the extra mile, but making sure that we are very intentional about everything that happens. Then about the people who also took their pictures and videos outside the main red carpet. There was another red carpet in front of the auditorium where I took my photo. There were many other people, many other vloggers and bloggers who also went there to take
different setups.
Yeah, so if you saw that on social media, you would think maybe it was on the main red carpet. It wasn't. So these were the excesses. But I think, see, it is TGMA, the biggest event in the calendar for show business. And so you expect people from everywhere will come, whether they are popular, whether they are mainstream celebrities or not, they were there. And it helps the award scheme. I saw some people complain, why do we bring on TikTokers and social media influencers? KMG, we are moving to a certain point in time where we can do away with the Gen Zs and their culture. So if TGMA decides to just basically deal with the oldies, I nearly mentioned Uncle Francis, like not oldies as in old people, but those who've been in the industry for some if we premise everything on them, we might be making a mistake, because you see, you would go, and then the younger people, you lose out on them. You'll not be able to catch them.
It's not just about focusing on young people or old people.
No, the thing is that
it's about doing it right.
No, these Gen Zs come with a certain
if a Gen Z is not doing it right,
I agree with that.
Keeping the Gen Z.
I agree with that.
We're not the only country who have Gen Z.
My point is
there are Gen Zs in America.
My point is the fact that some people think those people don't need to be part.
No, they have to be.
But it should be right.
It should be done right. I agree. So the point is making sure it is done right. The checks should be done right. If you are inviting the person, let's have a concept. Is it a duvet you want to bring, or is it a pharaoh-like dressing? Or maybe as simple as I did mine, not so celebrity-like. Let's see the concept.
What did you do?
Oh, it was very simple. Something
very,
like
very
this.
simple,
Very simple
dress.
Those of us without the celebrity touch, we go simple. Just
Anyway, let's now move on.
No, until you want to talk about Kim Promises.
No. I wanted to. Yeah. Oh, I'll talk about. I wanted to mention something you said about the Gen Zs. You know.
Yeah.
Even if you want to invite influencers, cool. I mean, you can be selective. There are some influencers, they influence music or whatever thing that they do. But you know, not all Gen Z celebrities are influencers. We have celebrities, like the musician celebrities there. So that is also a channel to connect with the Gen Zs. We don't necessarily have to put you on the red carpet or invite you to the circle because you are an influencer. We have their own celebrities. I think this guy, Kojo Black, Olive the Boy, all of these people are Gen Z celebrities. You get this, and they actually, yes, they are all in line with the TGMA and everything that they do. Yes, we can invite the influencers to come, but as he said, there must be a certain standard because first of all, I feel like every musician has a pass on the nights, whatever you want to wear, because it's their nights. But if you are not a musician, you are an influencer, you are a movie, you must have a certain level of standard to be able to make that happen. You haven't earned it. Which song did you drop that you are there? So your fashion must be so on point.
But it shouldn't be just because you are an artist. Like, you can be there even...
No, but she means that your impact...
I'm saying that for an artist, I feel like the fashion side, we can let them, we can cut them some slack because it's their night. They've earned that spot.
Sure.
But if you are not an artist and you don't contribute to the music ecosystem in any way...
And you are not there with the fashion...
You better be there with fashion.
If not, what's the
If not, why are you here?
What are you bringing here? All right, now let's zoom into the performances. I think that there were, well, I wouldn't say 3 performances that just stood out. Or I mean, people have their own way of looking at performances, so I'll leave it there. But I think we saw the artist of the year, Stoneboy, Kim Promise, you know. There are the 2 performances that a lot of people have spoken about. But in general, I want to have your take on the performances, and then you zoom into which performance you felt was that performance that made it for you. So I'll start with you, Tilly.
Okay, so I think some of the performances were very incredible. I like them. Hey, to the music, incredible.
Yeah, I'm also using amazing. We're fine.
Amazingly incredible.
They were nice. Some of the ones I was very impressed with was the Daughters one.
Okay.
I think they are a 3-woman everything. Like they are their own backup dancers. They are their own backup vocalists. They are their own instruments.
Why did they have to be on the drums?
They are everything, and it was nice to see that. Looking at their age, they are able to give us that kind of show to prove, say, age is just a number. When it comes to being a creative and a showman, you can't beat them.
Age is not a limit.
It is not, and it was just nice to see. Another artist that I love so much, if I take my artist aside, will be Stoneboy. And I will be very hypocritical to come and sit and say, oh, because I'm talking for campaign. No, at the fair. A is A, B is
after election, no campaign.
If I was doing the campaign, truth is only one.
I know you are very objective.
You get it. The performance was beautiful. And to me, what caught my attention was the transitions, how he was able to transition from one music to the other. It was just beautiful. And you can see that he was very mindful and intentional about his performance on the stage. Because at some point, if you are watching, you can see the camera. He's conscious of where the camera is and how he can make a certain look. It was just nice. It was just nice. Now let's come to the artist of the year that we thought. Oh yes. Now Kim Promise, compared to last year, had a way better performance this year. Last year, he had some technical challenges. He said before the show, he did some interviews, and he said he wasn't going to make excuses. And I was glad he didn't make excuses because this time, Kim Promise was trying to celebrate the big project he dropped the year 2024. And in fact, there was something he did that also it underscored some of the thing we've been saying, that he's a touring artist. He took Ghana to the world more than any other artist in that category. So Kim Promise's performance started with the phone booth thing that we saw, and if you look at that particular side of the performance, you could see the Eiffel Tower and also it was just some form of bringing that Paris feel, and he was performing Paris, so bringing that Paris feel on stage. So the touch of the phone booth, the Eiffel Tower that was being projected on there was just to give that feel of the music video that we've seen with Paris on stage. And then it came into Terminator, and then we saw the DWP guys joining. Dance God Lloyd's team joining, and when I saw it, I felt like it was a redo of last year, that particular session. He did Terminator and there was a whole lot of... So I felt like he got to do that part again. And I wasn't surprised he did it with the Dance God Lloyd and his team, because these people were instrumental in the projection of that song. So to see him celebrating that time or that platform with them, to me was a fair deal. And then he moved on to Keep It Sexy. You know the song? Keep It Sexy, it celebrates women and the beauty standard and all the classy women. So the women we saw on stage were just models, different shape, different outfit, different looks, different class, keeping it sexy on the stage. And then finally, we came to Favorite Story. So Favorite Story, as we all know, it was a song by Aso, by Kwabena that he did, and then brought Olive the Boy and Sarkodie on. So it was a way of celebrating the original owner, which was why we saw Kwabena. So I have taken your song, but I've not just taken your song. Let me celebrate your song with you. And it was 20 years of Aso. This year is 20 years of that song. So to bring him on stage and to celebrate his inspiration and celebrate that moment with Kwabena to me was very stupendous. And then finally was the Continental. A lot of people are saying, so many flags. The flags are the 21 countries King Promise went in the year 2024 as part of his tour. So every flag we saw there, he took Ghana music there. And that is why, to me, when he went home with the Artist of the Year, and it's not a joke. 21 countries, the year 2024. So every flag you saw there, he was there with his music. And that is why he went home the Artist of the Year. So it was your best performance on the night? King Promise's performance, based on the analysis you've given? It is, because I actually understand it. I understand everything. So, with all biases aside and everything, you think that this is... I have mentioned some performances that... Yes, it was, because first of all, I understand, I saw the treatment, and to see how the treatment materialized, because having an idea of what you think you want and doing what you think you want is different. So to see that they were actually able to make it match, it blew my mind. And me, I think my highlight would have been the final part, the Continental. To me, it's a big statement. This is an artist, and if you followed my campaign for King Promise during the TGMA time, his ability to push Ghana music outside of Ghana to the rest of the world. So to bring the flags back home to show that these are the things I collected to prove that Makoye Ejumana. That was it for you. Okay, great. Uncle Francis, the performances. Which one did you like? Which one did you not like?
Well, I mean, let me start from the last performance, right? That's Kweku Smoke. I think he was trying to do something. Just that whatever he was trying to do didn't come out well for me, on the stage. And I think that perhaps he wanted to replicate something he did in a live show, when he did his show.
The one that good pack.
But I don't know whether it was the time or it was the technical things and all that, but as much as the concept, I saw the concept of what he wanted to do. I think the execution didn't, come.
There have been some excuses for that. In fact, he was not even supposed to have performed. His performance direction came last minute. They had to adjust. Even the production, according to the sources of what I read from Caleb Nipaa, some of the thing he put on the stage and all of that, the production people didn't have any idea what he was meant to do with that. Because of the leaks, announcing of his performance, because he was sick and he didn't have to perform, and then later they said they want to perform. When he came, they didn't know what exactly he wanted to do until out of the blue they say, we're going to do this performance with this cage and all of that. So yes, there were issues. It goes to say
about preparation and how you need to be, again, deliberate about what you want to do, and all that. So
the concept, for sure, it didn't come out clear. It wasn't too clear.
So that's what I saw. And if you're in the auditorium, you see.
That's true.
So, because, this is a young man that had been properly projected ahead of, as the next big thing, actually. And so you expected a lot from him. So sorry that it didn't come out well, but the concept, you saw it. I think there were a lot of, you know, great performances on the night as well. Daughters of Glorious Jesus did so well. You also realize that the award that went to the Lifetime Achievement,
okay,
you know, for instance, Sapon, it wasn't properly, you know, rehearsed.
One of the low moments.
It wasn't properly done.
Yeah.
And so even though you connected with the kind of thing that they were trying to do, you realized that there was no proper, you know, rehearsal or anything that will lead to a good show on the night. So I think for me that could have been done better, you know, by the production, you know, and all that, if they knew what was going to be done. If they didn't know, then don't allow it to be on your stage, as it were. And so many others. So, but let me come to the two main, you know, contenders, if you like. I think Kitty also did well. Kitty did a nice performance on the night. Very beautiful, crisp, to the point, you know, and all that. But for me, the best performance on the night was Stonebwoy. When Stonebwoy did his performance, I mean, first of all, the combination of the band and the orchestra was impressive, and you could really feel how they gelled and how the performance went on, and the transitions for me were the best on the night, and he did well. And so when he performed, I was sitting there and saying that, hey, what is King Promise going to do? this is like, you know, the height of you know, the night. As of that time, it was the height of the night. And so when King Promise came and he did his show, I said, wow. I mean, this guy really pushed very hard. But even as hard as he pushed and the performance that he did, I still thought that Stonebwoy's, for me, was the best performance on the night. And it was obvious that those two were the leading, you know, contenders, and they didn't disappoint. If I have any issue, it is with production, really, because at some point during our complaints that the VGMAs, as it was then, or the TGMAs, if you call it now, dragged too long, it was performances most of the time. And so there was a time when Charterhouse reduced the time for artists to perform. I don't know, I think we've gone back to allowing artists to perform so long on their side.
5 songs. 15 minutes. 5 songs.
Yeah.
For what?
So long on their side. Look, I mean, I don't think anybody performed below 15 minutes or 50 minutes. Everybody went beyond that, you know. So long on their sets. I think we need to look at that. Well, I mean, we watch the...
But this conversation has been there almost every year.
Yeah, it happened.
Why are we not getting
That's
it
why I'm
right?
saying that. There was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, that it was reduced because of the complaint. So the show ended, I think, by midnight or 1 o'clock, the show had ended.
That was their intention, by the way, to end on 1. Look at where
but
we
you
ended.
don't end at 1 when Stonebwoy is doing so much, King Promise is doing so much, Daughters, you know, so many, everybody wants to sing the whole repertoire on a stage that is supposed to be just small bites of performances. I think we need to look at that. So as much as we enjoy the performance, we can always have that opportunity to attend their concerts, you know, to properly enjoy the concerts and the shows that they will do. But I think on the night of the TGMA, 2 songs maximum. You're done, you're gone. The next person comes. By 2, we are home. I got home at 5 a.m.
Yeah, same.
You know,
me too.
And I think we need to look at that. So I'm just saying that some of the performances were good. Some could have been done better. But we need to come back to a conversation where we don't allow the artists to do more than 10 minutes on the stage. Let them do the bites and let's enjoy it, and then the next one coming.
Kwame, have your take on that? I don't know. It makes a lot of sense, and of course, for the fact that we only have to stay there for that long. But my problem is it a communication that goes on between the Charterhouse and the musicians? And the musicians?
No, but they rehearse.
No, we don't agree. We want to come and perform plenty songs, so allow us.
No.
It's a collaboration.
You know, then I'll blame Charterhouse for that. Because you can easily take that decision.
Yeah,
if you're not taking it,
we are not blaming
then what's
the
the point?
musician. It's the production.
I'm asking that maybe the musicians also go and you complain that, it is our night. Let us perform and let us enjoy ourselves.
But if
Charterhouse have that power on it and they're not ensuring it, then that's the problem.
But this year...
You are a board member.
I'm not organizer.
I'm a board member.
He's
But you're going to say that you don't
I'm here as a journalist, please. AMG, another thing is, this year, if you noticed, almost every artist wanted to do extra. So they brought on extra props. And to me, even just setting up took so much time. And it boils down to the fact that we don't have ultra-modern auditorium where we can have, let's say, three stages, so that once maybe Stonebwoy is done, another person is setting up on the other stage. We need to clear everything so that AJ and Romanos will be doing their thing back and forth. So we go.
Not even I should add, I mean, not even the next person, but even the main artist. I mean, for one of the things that I felt was wrong was when Stonebwoy's, the orchestra people got up and were leaving stage, and you could see on the screen. You know, So to me, talking about the time, the delays and everything, I think that also took some time away from the whole production, if you ask me. Now to the performances. If I had a cane, I would lash B-Strap.
Why?
The way I believed that guy, the way I like his craft.
And he was also one of the people projected
the way he Shiegu on the night, he was flatting all throughout. There is nothing wrong.
And that's the new artist of the year.
New artist of the year. You were performing live, Minims and not so rap you. If he was singing, everything was all over the place. And that wasn't a good performance to me. It was not. And then to Adoma, when they were doing those CBSA, she could not hit her lows. But for Titi Owusu and Adina,
Titi was impressive.
Very impressive. But Adoma she's been around, not in terms of music.
She's been around.
She's been doing movies more than music.
So maybe she did a lot of music before.
No, I know, but I'm saying before even the performance. It was been movie.
No, but she was there for music, so she might as well deliver.
So maybe she wasn't the right person at that point.
What is she doing? What's happening to her? Getting your low notes and you were just drowning like Enfa. Now let's talk about the
Wait,
best.
so what were you thinking? That they could have swapped her for
someone else?
The other lady, what's it? The fair lady. Okreku Martin's daughter.
Who is that?
The fair lady that was a judge or some...
Abiana.
Why is she Okreku Martin's daughter?
I don't know. I don't know. That's all I know right there.
But KMJ, no two ways. Stonebwoy nailed it on the night. His performance.
He was your man on the night.
You know, Stonebwoy did not just come to sing. He performed. It was...
Kim Promise didn't come to perform. Based on what Tilly has explained to us, the transitions,
he also did well.
the connections.
But I think Stonebwoy towers over all of them. And I give it to him for that. Then my number 2 will be Daughters. Charlie, they are evergreen. Listen to vocals. Listen to performance. I've seen Cynthia drum a number of times. It wasn't so surprising to me. But the whole aura around them, the whole vibe was so beautiful to watch. And I think that I will give them number 2.
The drum thing, the Amfamum, but...
Drum, I think it was the monitors. So at a point, I noticed the ear monitor was getting off.
She was trying to,
So now it's not, in fact, the original beat in the papa. So I understand on that, but
for showmanship, we'll
yes. And I will give number 3 to Tilly's art.
Are you actually giving number 3?
Oh yes, and I agree that he improved upon the previous year's performance.
This is a bit surprising.
Oh, number 3 to Kim Promise. He improved upon last year's performance, and I gave it to him for that. Number 3. Number 4, I gave number 4 to Titi Owusu because of how she delivered her rendition of the Osibisa tribute. Titi was fantastic, even though it wasn't her personal or individual set. It was super for me. The vocals were fantastic. And then the last would be Empress Guilty. That was a good attack.
Why are you guys not going for EC? He wasn't impressed.
No, EC did well too. Fantastic. I can add EC.
You see, I didn't see EC's performance. I wasn't in
you were not in there. It was great.
Right?
It was great.
Performance, you need it to be. You know what I mean?
It was great. But me, if I'm watching a performance, I want to see something beyond what I've seen a number of times, or beyond what I've seen in the music video. it should be extraordinary on a night like TGMA. And I think that Empress put in a lot more effort, not to just replicate what I've heard on record or what I've seen her perform on other stages. It was a good performance to me. It wasn't so extraordinary, but I think that's it fits my number 5 position for me.
Okay. Yeah. Now, a quick one on the award recipients. If an artist is moving, the entourage that flows them.
Hey.
And for me, I don't know how. I put on social media that they should let me be the security, the head one in charge of security for just one award night. Kwame, you can't. How?
You'll be overwhelmed.
Where are you going? With everywhere in front.
You will disrupt the production.
No. You're not going to be there when the thing is ongoing. You're seated.
You disrupt the production.
No. You're sitting down. The moment they mention the winner is this, all of you make a barricade. As the artist and the manager, the two of them are going on stage. Any other person go.
Why even the manager? What's the manager going to do?
Look at what was happening. No, I don't know for your opinion, but I think it was distasteful. Watching these things.
I think
Francis, you have seen this over the years.
For me, I think I've just resigned my faith to the fact that perhaps this is how the Ghana Music Award.
No, it shouldn't.
This is how we.
And then they'll come and speak into the microphone.
You know,
yo, Sacrum, what's up,
Who invited Achipala? He didn't have any role or anything to come and stand there and say anything. So, I mean, and it's happened so, even from when the award happened in the National Theatre, till we move into the main auditorium of the AICC, to the dome on the other side.
And back here.
It is just how, especially rappers and, hip-hop people, that's how they roll. You won't see a high life artist that, or maybe Peter, but Peter, and all that. And just how young people and the adrenaline and all that happens. So I don't know if it is the right thing to say that we're blocking them from, because if you do that, you'd be blocking the cameras and the production, and all that. But I think it is just a conversation that has to be had and say that, listen.
It's not nice.
I don't know if the producers give a guide that if you're coming to accept your award, this is the number of people who can come on stage. This is the time that you have. I know the time, for instance, they start playing the music. We've topped that also.
Yeah.
So somebody could speak for about 5 minutes, and all that after they receive the award. So I don't know. We must find a way to properly sanitize that stage, but. You can't tell the guy who's come all the way from Kumasi that he cannot go on the stage.
because of what? Now, Tilly, in your camp, I don't know how many people decided that, okay, if we win an award, we're all going to go on. Sometimes they even get there before the artist who has won the award gets there.
I mean, for the Artist of the Year award, I think that we could leave that.
Yeah, but the others,
the ones that see
they stand up first and go to the stage before the one who has won the award will get there.
They love the artists.
But I saw the Artist of the Year one. So what happened was I slept through the awards because I was tired. I watched the Kumasi guys. We did some watch party.
The watch party.
Yeah, I did. But look, I saw the time where I was looking at the time. The number of awards that had been presented at that time.
And what is left.
And what is left. And I told the guy, I said, listen, I have a flight in the morning. I know for sure I will not be here to see the Artist of the Year. So why am I still here? Let me go and sleep now so I can wake up and pack and go. So they agreed and they took me home and I went to sleep. So when I woke up at 4. First thing I did, I went online to check who is the Artist of the Year. I just wanted to be sure that you're my artist. As soon as I saw it, and I now went on WhatsApp to go and see the congratulations sentence. Fine. When I saw the video of Ken Promise and his team there, I don't think it would have gone any other way. These are people, for the Artist of the Year.
Okay. Yeah. I'm making reference to the others, but Artist of the Year, we can pass. I mean,
these are people,
that's the ultimate, so yes.
Yeah, and these are people who have been with him. It wasn't just a celebration for him. It was a celebration for Killbeat, Gomsky, Yamada, and all the people that have been with him the years that he has come there, he has gone home sad. And, so to me, I felt like, okay, we could pardon him being on there. And he was the only person who spoke. In as much as, yes, which makes sense.
Like,
the only person who spoke, gave his speech.
He's the only person receiving the award.
Exactly, and then he left. You get it? So he appreciated his team, and then he left. But there were some, what you're talking about, I get it. Obi Katari, no, about wait, what's so clear?
What is that?
And I think that can be changed. That particular thing can be changed. And it's all about how the organizers communicate to the award the nominees that, listen, if you happen to win, we only allow 3 people, you and 3 people, Asa. You get it? So when they are coming, they will communicate to their team that, Charlie, if I go, it be my manager, my road manager, and sometimes my mommy. Asa. They will do that because, listen, anarchy is everywhere. If you allow us, we will all be lawless. But you have to put some guidelines to guide everything because, listen, we cannot leave that moment of boom, 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 boom. And then this time, still come and have that moment. Charlie, we are growing. Let's act.
What is that?
I don't know. Kwame.
Can't they off their microphone?
Do you guys talk about these things when you go for your meetings?
We don't do
we don't
organization.
Do we're not
but it does not bother you.
Categorization.
Does not worry you.
That is why we're talking about it here.
So if worry you, then you go there and talk about it.
That's why we are talking. It's not part of the agenda when we meet as board. So I think I was at the AMVCs once. Everything was on point. You were given a number of minutes within which you're going to speak.
Yeah.
When you exceed, your microphone is turned off. The light is taken from you to the next person, to the MC. So why can't we do that?
Same thing with the Headies. I've been at the South City MVP Awards, the Headies Awards, several times. The same thing. You won't talk again.
The main artist is done speaking. Then somebody comes back and say, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" What is that? It is crass. It's
so crass.
And classless.
Don't take me back.
I'm taking you back.
Don't take me
and
back.
classless.
That was when?
2017, when we were rooting for Socrates to be deputy minister. And Uncle Francis said it was a classless call.
This matter. Anyway, we're wrapping up. Uncle Francis got something that I need to share with us. The African Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit is the 7th year.
Yeah, it's the 7th year, and it will take place in Johannesburg from 24th June to 27th June. I mean, every year, Africa Tourism Partners, the organizers, they put out, requests from young people across the continent who are having any business around the tourism value chain. It could be anything. It could be tour organizing, it could be developing an app, it could be anything. But if you're a young person and you're doing that, they put it out and then you can pitch your work that you're doing, and then the faculty will look at it, there will be selection, and then you come in and stand in front of them and properly do a pitch, and all that. So that's why it's called the Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge, because it's also a challenge. So last year it was won by a Ghanaian called Oredu. Joseph Oredu. He won that last year in Namibia. But this year is going to Johannesburg. And so this is an invitation to anybody who wants to participate in the summit, because the challenge is closed, because the challenge was open in November and the shortlist will be done and announced, later this month. And then those people will now go to the summit itself, which will take place in Johannesburg from 24th to 27th, where they would be in front of the faculty and then properly pitch their business. So at this stage, we're requesting people who want to take part in the summit to attend, and by visiting the Youth in Tourism Summit.com and register, and then, they can attend and then see how these things are done, because it will come with a lot of people from the tourism industry, business people, innovators, investors, extra. So if you have any business, you can always come and, have a network and then see how you can, develop from there. And then if you enter, there's a faculty and an academy after the summit that takes on young people and then try to groom them to become the big business people that they want to be.
Awesome.
This is an opportunity.
So you can register youthtourismsummit.com. When you go there, you can actually register and then you're good to go. Tilly, you have any last thing you want to say? Kwame will not say anything. Because
I want to say thank you to Ghanaians for voting Kim Promise, and I want to thank the board. You just said he just said he's a board member, so the two of you. And
what have we done?
Yes, thanks for voting
Kim Promise. They've been board members for years.
Yes.
But who told you I voted for him?
I don't think.
I'm an academy member, so
Ghanaians voted. Board, academy, and general public.
Beg, there are 3 voting blocks.
Yes. Kwame, take your time.
So you can't know who voted for who.
As long
we are grateful to you.
As long as you got majority there, we don't care. Thank you to everybody. And then to the academy, thank you so much. I am also an academy member.
Great.
So I voted for my man. Every year, I know who. Last year, I voted for Stoneboy because I know he was the guy.
Okay.
This year, voting for Kim Promise, it wasn't a mistake.
So where you are right now, you're voting next year again for him. Where you are right now, are you voting for him again next year? Right now, you are a camp member.
Now that you have won a scholarship.
I thank you. And to Ghanaians, I really appreciate you for not making our work very futile. Like you have rewarded our work. And today is my sister's birthday. Mefia, it's her birthday. And Keche Joshua just sent me a message that today is his birthday. So I am a big fan of Keche Joshua.
Okay.
So happy birthday to you, Keche Joshua, and to my sister Mefia. But all the same, we are still enjoying, Ali.
All right, so we're gonna take you guys to Paris and.
Oh yes, please take us.
But thank you, Tilly. Thank you, Uncle Francis, for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Kwame Nazi, for coming as well.